So let's see what Bitcoin is looking like after this whole coronavirus crisis. So we're going to open up a chart right here. And right now, it's looking more like it's doing similar to what I actually was saying it was going to do. I did my own analysis. I did this back in February, I believe. And I said it was just going to drop, but I guess it more just kind of pushed it. And let me put out a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving out some education, and we're just kind of, this video is strictly educational. We're just looking for potential direction and opportunities and seeing what's going on here. So I want to try to figure out where it's actually going. So obviously it's dropped quite a bit, and back in March, we're going to look between March 1st, it was actually looking like it was on the rise for a bit. It was looking more like a correction on its own, and the news as far as the virus went just kind of just pushed it more towards the trend, and then it just hit a heavy zone here and just rejected back upwards. So more what I'm thinking at this point in time, how is this news really affecting everything? It may have been like retesting the area after it. Actually, yeah, it's looking more like it kind of retested an area, and it's retesting again at this very moment. So at this point, we can say it could rise for a bit, but there's still some uncertainty as far as the overall direction in the long term. This is more of just a 1 hour direction. It pushed downwards compared to a month ago. It's following the direction, but we still need to see, is it going to trend down longer, or is it going to come up here and then actually break trend? Well, we can say that there's kind of a new trend potentially. So I would think that maybe it could break. We could either see a bounce, bounce, and kind of wait to see what happens here, or it could break lower and we just kind of wait to see what happens when it hits here, or it can break and go higher and we can kind of wait to see what happens around the $8,000 area, and if it breaks higher then we know. But ultimately, my thought is we won't really know until it comes back to this, close to this $8,000 area. Like, will it break or will it drop? And we just kind of wait for what it's going to do. So for the moment, I mean, it's looking like it's falling a bit more, but everything. Okay, that's too low. That's a minute. But yeah, it's still looking like it's falling below. But it could potentially, with time, we can potentially see it rising. That's just my thoughts. But we need more time to tell for the overall direction. There's no real confirmation yet. Besides, if you bought here, you'd be sitting pretty. But yeah, we're just looking for new reasons to kind of buy more, whether you're purchasing the asset or selling it. But overall, your decision is really up to you. So to go over what I just said, basically around the beginning of the month, it started rising. It started rising from this area, and then it just broke downwards after all that news kind of hit. It bounced down from the level, and we get to today. It's looking like it broke out, and it's bouncing off of another structure, and potentially it could be rejecting. We'll have to wait a bit more, but it could be rejecting this area now and just kind of flying to the upside, and we just have to wait until it hits this initial trend to see the reaction. And that reaction is really going to decide for us if we should hold, buy more, or trade it, depending on what you're actually doing with it, whether you're purchasing the asset or actually trading this cryptocurrencies. But overall, these are my thoughts on Bitcoin at the moment. It's just pending for the moment, for the month of March. And what are your thoughts? If you have any thoughts as far as Bitcoin's direction, feel free to comment your thoughts in the description. If you thought this video was pretty helpful, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to subscribe as well. There'll be more content and videos just like this. I'm going to do another one on Litecoin, more likely Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more.